Welcome everybody to this episode of The Film Room, and today we're going to talk about North Carolina State offensive tackle, offensive guard, Ikem Ekwonu. If you're not familiar with Ikem Ekwonu, you really need to watch this video. You need to check him out because he is one of the best players potentially for this 2022 NFL Draft. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a look at his game against Miami to showcase why I think he is a potential top 10 pick in the 2022 NFL Draft. So let's go ahead. Let's get into the tape. First things that I want when I watch an offensive lineman, whether it's a guard or a tackle, is I want to see that balance, the ability to slide laterally and maintain that balance. And in this first clip from Ekwonu, here he is at the left tackle. He's able to just get back and slide. He engages with that defensive end. The defensive end maybe has a little advantage to his outside shoulder, but he's able to maintain his balance, slide laterally. So not only does he have the lateral agility to slide out with the defensive end, but he's showing good knee bend. He's showing good balance. He's not bent at the waist, and he's able just to slide out, get his hands, and push that defensive end past the pocket. I also want to see my offensive lineman show good burst and be able to make a quick move to cut off a defender, to get depth, whatever it may be. And on this play inside the red zone, Ekwonu is going to have to make a quick burst to his right. They're going to kind of roll to his right, and he's got to cut off this defender that's just right here, and he's into his inside gap. And so at the snap, Ekwonu is able to just make a quick move, and he doesn't fully seal him off. But as we see here, he's able to get lateral enough with him quickly to engage with him and cut off that quick path to the quarterback and give him enough room to make this throw. Now, I've shown you Ekwonu's ability to get depth, slide laterally, make a quick move inside, but you also gotta have the ability to redirect, and that's what we see here on this play. He's coming out to set up outside, but his defensive end goes in. He's able to redirect back inside, but then see the defensive tackle looping back to the outside, and then come out with him to push him past the pocket. And just this ability, the awareness, the lateral agility, the knee bend. I know he kind of gets a little high at the end, but he's got good knee bend and balance that he's able to extend those arms and maintain that balance. And without that bend, it could be better, but you can see that athleticism. The guys with good knee bend have that athleticism to move laterally. And so you see that on this play, this ability to redirect, to pick up these two defenders and keep his quarterback clean. Another thing that I look for when scouting anybody is how do they recover? It's one thing, if a player is just always winning, you don't see what happens when they get beat. What happens when they get beat can tell you a lot about a prospect. And in this case, Ekwonu's going to set up outside, and the defensive ends, redirected back inside, kind of catching him a little. Maybe he's a little off balance here, but he's able to quickly recover and drive this defender down the line. And that ability to recover, showing a strong base to be able to push him inside, is something that really jumped out at me on this play. Because, like I said, he's right here. He gets beat a little bit. That defensive end's got his inside hand on his shoulder, a quick swim move in there, and he can get straight to that quarterback. But Ekwonu was able to reshuffle his feet, bend his knees, and then use that strong base to push him right down the line and allow his quarterback to kind of make a quick little move to still make a throw. As we continue to look at Ikem Ekwonu, he's got good lateral agility. He's got a strong base. He plays with good knee bend and balance. He also shows good athleticism. And on this play, NC State's gonna have an outside run, and they're gonna ask Ekwonu to get to the outside and be a lead blocker. And so on the snap of the ball, he's able to quickly get back and get out. And he is looking for someone. And this defender right here pops free. And he doesn't get a huge hit on him, but he's able to get enough contact and push him. I mean, look at that push that he has here. He's able to push him enough. It didn't really look like much, but as we see here, look how far he pushes him, and that allows the running back to get past him and pick up and at least get past the line of scrimmage. And a lot of that's, you know, his athleticism out there and just those heavy hands, those strong upper body to kind of dislodge and move that defender whose momentum was going that way in the first place. Absolutely love out of offensive linemen is when they don't have anyone to block and pass protection, they go looking for work. And it just shows the nastiness, the aggressiveness, and that's one thing I love when I see it on tape. And you're going to see that here from Ekwonu. He's going to be back. No one's coming. The guy's going outside. And so his head immediately snaps to the inside. He locates that defensive tackle who's already engaged and just goes and puts a shoulder in him, knocking him to the ground. And it's just that ability, the aggressiveness, and to go look for work. We've already seen the power Ikem Ekwonu, where he barely pushed the guy and with his momentum, and he went flying out of the way. He just laid that hit right here. Here's another example of it, and he's going to down block, and down blocking leads to plays like this. But just look at the sheer power. He's able to down block and just drive. Look at how that defensive tackle is just driven back 3 steps off balance, and he's just able to let that hit. I know it's a little bit of a double team, but just that push and that power is able to just, ragdoll, in all reality, that defensive tackle. And the last clip here I want to show you is not the most prettiest clip of Ekwonu, but it just shows that sometimes when you're an offensive lineman, you just get into a fight, and your whole purpose is to keep the quarterback clean, and you just, in all reality, get into a little bit of a fight. And so here we see he's once again going to redirect, and the defensive tackle is going to come out, and he's going to catch him a little maybe off balance, but he just is able to go at him, hand fight, grab, push, pull, whatever it may be, and it just shows his ability, his upper body strength, his hand usage. One of the things that I like the most about Ekwonu is his hand usage. He gets his long arms in there. He's got heavy hands. He's got active hands, and he's able to just use those to his advantage. And he kind of saved himself here because his lower body wasn't in the best position. He kind of gets knocked back a little bit there, but he uses those hands to grab and pull, and he didn't hold at any point in this, but he was just able to use this hand fighting and that upper body strength to win that fight and let his quarterback make that throw. There is so much to like about Ikem Ekwonu. As I said, he's one of my favorite players, one of my top players in this 2022 NFL draft class. He's only a true junior, so there's a good chance that he could decide to stay at NC State. A lot of times with offensive linemen, true juniors don't come out, but it'll be interesting to see with him. Now, as I said and I highlighted, there's the 4 B's with offensive linemen: bend, burst, balance, and base. And when you watch and you evaluate offensive linemen, that is definitely something that you want to look for. And in my opinion, Ekwonu has all of those. He has good knee bend that allows him to have that burst, to have that power when he delivers his punch. He's got the quickness and the burst to fire off the line, to get out and to pull. He's got balance in his lateral agility. He's got a strong base. He doesn't get pushed back often. And if he does, he's able to reset and navigate that. So there is so much to like about him. The problem and some of the negatives that you're going to hear about him is his size. He's 6'4", 320 pounds. So that body type, just looking at his height and weight, makes you think that he's maybe a guard. But we've seen 6'4" offensive tackles in the NFL. I don't have verified measurement on his arm length, but you watch him on tape, he has long arms. He's got those long arms that he's able to jab and punch and hit those defensive ends. They rarely ever got into his body. So, yes, I love offensive tackles that are 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", because I love that length. But if you're 6'4", a true 6'4", with long arms, I think it negates a lot of that reach that those defensive ends have. And so I think Ekwonu could play both offensive tackle or guard. He reminds me, not like stylistically, but his situation reminds me a lot of Zach Martin. And I know that may be low-hanging fruit because every single offensive tackle that we say can move inside to guard, we compare to Zach Martin because he was a tackle who could have played tackle but moved into guard and is an all-pro. And I think the same thing happens for Ekwonu. I think he's a guy that's a stud offensive lineman. I think he could play tackle. I think you can move him into guard. Either way, I think he's going to have a lot of success in the NFL. I think he's a future Pro Bowl player. Whether it's at tackle or at guard, I think you stick him at tackle initially to see if he can do it. If he does it well, you keep him there. If he maybe has a little bit of struggles, I think he's that, where you can say, oh, hey, if he doesn't quite hang it at tackle, we know we can move him inside the guard. That being said, I could see a team looking at him and saying, hey, he's an all-pro guard. We're going to draft him and play him there. So it just kind of depends on the team. But based off of what I've seen so far with him, what I've seen with the other prospects, if he were to come out, I would not be shocked at all to see him go in the top 10. I think he's a top 15 draft pick in this class regardless. And I think a team in that top 15 that's looking for an offensive lineman, I think Ekwonu's that guy. He could easily be the number 2 or number 3. There's 3 top linemen in this class: Evan Neal, Tyler Linderbaum, and, in my opinion, Ikem Ekwonu. Now, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. The best way to get these videos is to subscribe. So make sure you hit that subscribe button to get all of my film breakdowns, all my other videos. Make sure you follow me on social media as well, draft_Brian, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it may be. Make sure you're following me there. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Until next time.